Hi, Jennifer. This is George Carroll, and hi, everybody over at the Hunter Law Office and Lawyers with Purpose. Hopefully, this video gets to you on time, but I wanted to share with you this is the five-step process that I teach when it comes to mastering your purpose story, which is some of the training that we did last year in October in Syracuse for the Lawyers with Purpose retreat. And so I want to do a quick video and also share with you the training guide that comes with it. So it's a pretty simple five-step process, as you'll see inside of the training guide. And the first thing that I wanted to share with you is the acronym is STORY that we'll use for the five-step process. So the S stands for the setup. Now this is like the entrance point of your story. So for example, when I start my purpose story, it always starts off, or usually starts off, something like this. I'm just a kid from Pueblo, Colorado who had big dreams of playing professional football. So that's the setup. That's really sort of the interesting metaphor, but kind of the lubricator that moves people to experiencing your story as you tell it. So it's the setup, and you want to start with, like, the beginnings. Where did you grow up? Maybe you had some humble beginnings that you want to share. Maybe you grew up in a place that nobody knows about. Maybe you grew up in a large city that everybody knows about. But just kind of share, like, I'm just a kid from this city is a great way to set up the story, and that's where people enter the journey with you. The next piece is transparent beginnings. So this is where you share something about growing up for you that allows you to start to open up and be more transparent with your audience. Remember, we do business with people that we know, like, and trust. And so when you're transparent and you're vulnerable, you instantly become more trustworthy. And so a transparent beginning for you might be a challenge that you had growing up. You might want to say something like for me, I'd say, I'm just a kid from Pueblo, Colorado, and I had big dreams of playing professional football. But I didn't come from a lot of money. We barely got by and we survived. But one thing that we did have a lot of was love. And so that's maybe an example of transparent beginnings that you can use inside of your purpose story. So something that kind of humbles you. Something that brings you down to connect at their level. Something that was a little bit challenging for you, but just was simply part of your upbringing. And there's more details in the training guide that you'll see. The next piece is where you get really vulnerable with them, and that's the O, which stands for open your heart. So this is where you share a story about something in your life that happened that was really super challenging for you. It was a time of struggle. It was a time of tragedy for you. And it sort of became the seed of what opened up a greater possibility that you'll share later in your story. So open up your heart is an area where you get super vulnerable with your audience or the person that you're talking with, and you just share something that happened in your past that was really tragic or something that was really vulnerable. Like for me, I had big dreams of playing pro football, but my senior year in college, I remember on a harmless run play, I was blocking the defender that I was preventing from tackling the running back who was running from behind me. But I planted my right leg, and the running back got tackled from behind, and both of their force, about 400 pounds of force and weight, topple my leg and ankle and shatter my leg, shatter my ankle, also shatter my dreams of playing pro football. And I remember being really depressed. Not knowing what I was going to do with my life after that. Started using drugs and alcohol heavily to submit the pain and stuff down the pain that I was feeling at the time, and end up being really challenging for me. So that's a part of the story that I share with people that allows me to get super vulnerable with them, and they feel connected to me. They feel like they can trust me more because I've got all my barriers down and I'm being open, transparent, and vulnerable. The next piece of the model goes revelations and successes. So this is sort of what happens after the tragedy. So after I broke my leg and broke my ankle, I moved to Denver, Colorado, and I had no idea what I wanted to do, but I got into corporate sales and corporate management. And another level of open your heart that I share is after 2.5 years of being in the corporate world, I got depressed again because I was finding all of this external success, but I was empty on the inside. I was really hurt on the inside because I didn't feel like I was making a difference. I didn't feel like I was living a life of purpose. And so I fell into another state of depression. But fortunately after that, and this is where we move into revelations and successes, fortunately after that, that's when I found the world of personal development. That's when I found the world of personal development, and that was when my whole life changed, when I started reading books and attending seminars and listening to audio programs on personal growth. like that's when I had this new vision being birthed of becoming a motivational speaker and trainer. And not long after that, I started my business, and that was now 5.5 years ago. And now I travel all around the country. I'm now a published author of a book called The Homeless Motivational Speaker. And it's just been this amazing ride and this amazing journey. And so revelations and successes are step number 4. This is where you're coming out of the tragedy and some of the struggle that you've been through. And then finally is your purpose. Step number 5 is the why, is your purpose. Basically, all that means is that you've discovered why you do what you do now. Whether you're an attorney or you work as an employee in an attorney's office or whatever that you do, it's like you start to connect the dots and see, oh, this is why I do what I do. So I can see looking back that, you know, I had the big dream and it came crashing down and I got depressed in the corporate world. All of that built on each other to get to the point where I found my passion, my life's passion, which is inspiring people. And without any of that, I wouldn't be where I am today. And so that's the 5-part model, and it's a phenomenal model that will take your story about 10 minutes that you want to start at the beginning of every meeting, at the beginning of any presentation that you have, so you can create a connection with your audience. So hopefully that helps. And please, if you have a purpose story that you want to share with me, I'd love to see it. You can email it to me, and hopefully this training along with this video, along with the training guide, will be super helpful for you in whatever process you're in. I wish you the best of luck for the rest of the year and for the rest of your lives, and hopefully one day we'll be able to meet you in person. Take good care, friends. Bye.